Hello student, I am Professor Pallavi Devkate welcomes you in 14th lecture of Econ 355. Course title is Structure and Dynamics of Indian Agriculture. In previous lecture, we studied about yielding variety program, in which we studied yielding variety program when it is launched, then different components of yielding variety programs, different crops included in that yielding variety programs, and different advantages of yielding variety program. Okay, in today's lecture we are going to learn about irrigation development in India. Okay, so in this topic we studied different points one by one. So first of all we study the irrigation, definition of irrigation, or what is meant by irrigation. Okay, so irrigation can be defined as the application of water to the soil for crop growth and development is known as irrigation. Okay, so irrigation, it is the application of water to the soil. That means except rain there is application of water to the soil. That application is known as irrigation. Okay, another definition of irrigation, it is defined as the artificial application of water to the soil for the purpose of crop growth and production. Okay, that means this irrigation is nothing but artificial application of water to the crop for their proper growth and development. That is called as irrigation. Okay, so after definition of irrigation, next point, that is introduction to irrigation in India. Okay, so India's irrigation, mostly the groundwater well based irrigation system, and it has world's largest groundwater well equipped irrigation system. Okay, so the peculiar characteristics of India's irrigation system, it is groundwater well based irrigation system. Okay, and it is the world largest irrigation system. Okay, so about 80% of current water is used by agriculture. Okay, so out of total water which is available, 80% of water is used for agriculture purpose. In India, the irrigated areas account for nearly about 48.8% of 140 million hectares of agricultural land in India. Okay, so the total irrigated area accounts near about 48.8%. Okay, and remaining 51.2% is rain-fed area. Okay, rain-fed, that means the area in which the crops are grown on rainfall. Okay, that means there is no any artificial irrigation. On rainwater these crops are grown, that is called as rain-fed area. So near about 51.2% area is rain-fed area. Okay, so after this introduction of irrigation development in India, next point, that is advantages of irrigation. Okay, so there are near about 11 advantages of irrigation. So we see one by one different advantages. In that first and major advantage, that is crop nourishment. Okay, so crop nourishment, it is one of the major advantage for irrigation. So for the proper nourishment of crop, certain amount of water is required, and if rainfall is insufficient, there will be deficiency in fulfillment of water requirement. That's why the irrigation is necessary for nourishment of crop. Okay, so this irrigation tries to remove this deficiency caused due to the inadequate rainfall, and irrigation comes to rescue in the dry years. Okay, so first and major advantage of this irrigation is the nourishment of crop for proper growth and development. After that, second advantage, that is improve the yield of crop. Okay, because of irrigation, it improves the yield of crop and make the people prosper. The living standard of people is also increased due to the increase in yield of crop. Okay, as proper irrigation is provided to crop at proper growth stage, and due to which the crop yield is increases, and due to increase in crop yield there is ultimately increase in standard of living of people. Okay, third advantage, that is add wells to country. Okay, this irrigation add wells of country in two ways. That means firstly, as the bumper crops are produced due to the irrigation, which make country self-sufficiency in food requirement. And secondly, this irrigation water is taxed when it is supplied to the cultivators. It adds to revenue to the country. Okay, that means this irrigation adds well to country in two ways. In that first one, due to irrigation crop yield is higher, and due to the higher crop yield it make the country self-sufficient in food requirement. Okay, and secondly, this irrigation is taxed. That means some amount of money is paid towards the use of that particular irrigation water. So ultimately it adds to revenue of a country. Okay, after that, fourth advantage, that is growing cash crop. Okay, so irrigation make it possible to grow various cash crops which are good returns to the cultivators than the ordinary crops, and they might have grown in the absence of irrigation. The fruit gardens, sugarcane, potato, tobacco, etc. are the cash crops which are grown only on irrigation. Okay, that means it is possible to grow different types of cash crop due to the irrigation, and this cash crop gives the higher returns to the farmer. Okay, after that, fifth advantage, that is means of communication. Okay, sometimes the large irrigation channels can be used as a means of communication. Okay, so this is one of the advantage of this irrigation, that is means of communication. Then next advantage, that is hydroelectrical power. Okay, so in different waterfalls which comes across the irrigation channels can be utilized for producing hydroelectrical powers. Okay, this is another advantage of irrigation. Then next one, that is irrigation improve the groundwater storage. Okay, so the groundwater storage can also be increased due to irrigation. The water loss due to the seepage add to the groundwater storage. That means all the seepage water adds to groundwater. Okay, after that, next advantage, that is domestic advantage of irrigation. So irrigation facilitate bathing, cattle watering, etc., and improve the fresh water circulation in a country. So these are the some domestic advantages of irrigation. After that, next advantage, that is social forestry. Okay, so these banks of large irrigation channels plantation can be successfully done, which is not only helps in introducing social forestry but also improves the environmental status of the region. That means these bank of large irrigation channels can be utilized for plantation, and due to plantation it introduces the social forestry and also improve the environmental status of a country or a region. Okay, after that, next advantage, that is employment generation. Okay, in employment generation, the new irrigation works are started at the time of famine to provide employment to the large number of population. These works are called as famine work or relief works. Okay, so due to this new irrigation works, it provides major opportunities to get employed. Okay, after that, last advantage of this irrigation is appreciation of land value. Okay, appreciation, that means increase in value of any asset in case of land. So when water facilities are available or provided to the barren land, the value of that particular land gets appreciated. Okay, that means the water facility or irrigation facilities are provided to wasteland or barren land. The value of that particular wasteland or barren land can be increased. So these are the different advantages of irrigation. Okay, after advantages of irrigation, next point, that is problems related to irrigation in India. Okay, so despite this large scale investment and the expansion of irrigation facility, it is the matter of serious concern that about 60% of total cropped area is still depend on rain. Okay, so there are a number of problems which are related to irrigation. We see one by one these different problems. So first and major problem, that is delay in completion of project. Okay, so it is the biggest problem in our major and medium irrigation sectors. Right from first 5-year plan has been the tendency to start more and more new projects, resulting in want on proliferation of project. Okay, so there is delay in utilization of potential already present. In most of the project, there have been delay in construction of field channel, water courses, irrigation leveling and land shaping. Okay, so this is the one of the major problem which is related to irrigation, that is delay in completion of project. Okay, in many projects there is incomplete work, that is delay in construction of field channel, water course, land leveling, land shaping, etc. After that, second problem, that is interstate water dispute. Okay, interstate water dispute, as this irrigation is subject of state in India. The development of water resources is therefore being planned by the state individually by taking into account their own needs and requirement. That means according to needs and requirement of that particular state, they plan to develop the water resources, as this irrigation is a state subject. Okay, so all the major rivers are interstate in characters. As a result, the difference with regard to storage, then priorities and use of water arise between different states. Okay, so in our country, the rivers which are interstate in characters, that means they flows from different state to state. As a result, there is a problem of water storage, priorities and use of water between different states. Okay, the narrow regional outlook brings interstate dispute over the distribution of water supply. Okay, so due to which there is interstate dispute over the distribution of water. This is the second and major problem, that is interstate water dispute. After that, third problem, that is regional disparities in irrigation development. Okay, the 9th 5-year plan document estimate that the water resource development in northeastern region through the major, medium and minor scheme is only at the level of 28.6%, whereas in the northern region it is reached up to 95.3%. Okay, that means in northeastern region it is only 28.6%, whereas in northern region it is about 95.3%. That means it indicates that the wide regional variation in the development of irrigation facility. So there is more irrigation resource development in northern region as compared to northeastern region. Okay, this is the another major problem in irrigation Next one, that is waterlogging and salinity. Okay, so introduction of irrigation has led to problem of waterlogging and salinity in some state. Okay, the working group of Ministry of Water Resources in 1991 estimated that about 2.40 million hectares in irrigated command suffers from waterlogging. Okay, that means near about 2.46 million hectares of land is suffered from waterlogging. The working group also estimated that 3.3 million hectares has been affected by salinity or alkalinity of irrigated command. Okay, so this is one of the major problem, that is waterlogging and salinity. So there is major problem of introducing new irrigation structure because of waterlogging and salinity condition. After that, next fifth problem, that is increasing the cost of irrigation. So the cost of providing irrigation have been increasing over the year from first 5-year plan to 10th 5-year plan. Okay, so day by day the cost of irrigation has been increased. After that, next problem, that is losses in operating irrigation project. Okay, while prior to independence, that means during 1945 to 46, the public irrigation schemes showed the surplus after meeting working expenses and other charges. The position deteriorated considerably in the pre-independence period. Okay, that means before independence, this water irrigation scheme shows the surplus. That means they are in profit after meeting his all the working expenses from that particular irrigation project, and now it is the different picture, that means in which there is higher cost of working expenses. Next one, that is decline in water table. Okay, so there has been steady decline in water table in the recent period in several parts of a country, especially in western dry region on account of the exploitation of water and insufficient recharge of rainwater. Okay, so this decline in water table, it is also one of the major problem. So recently this water table is declined and there is also insufficient recharge from rainwater. So these are the different problems which are related with irrigation in India. Okay, after problems related to irrigation in India, next point, that is future possibility of irrigation development in India. Okay, so there are some future possibility in that. First one, that is technological options. Okay, technological option, that means use of different micro irrigation methods which are need to be adopted whenever possible. Micro irrigation system, that means drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation, etc. Okay, second one, that is interbasin transfer of water. Okay, interbasin transfer of water, that means interlinking of different rivers. Then next, that is completion of channel network. Completion of channel network, that means gap between the potential created and utilized need to be reduced. Okay, whatever the delay the project, that means completion of that particular channel networks. Next one, the use of sewage water for irrigation purpose. Then another future possibility, that is improvement in drainage system. Next one, there is scope for improving crop yield. Next one, that is option for equitable and efficient water distribution need to be evolved. And last, that is choosing appropriate cropping pattern for sustainable development. Okay, so these are the some future possibilities of irrigation development in India. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture, that is irrigation in India. Okay, so question may be asked on this topic like explain different advantages of irrigation in India, or another question like explain different problems which are related with irrigation in India. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture, in which we studied about irrigation, then advantages of irrigation, then problems which are related to irrigation in India, and some future possibilities of irrigation development in India. Okay, thank you all.